Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a great Friday this morning. It is now getting ready for APLD to potentially continue its uptrend. Let's take a look at it. What a great morning here. It's in Buenos Aires. We got just a few more days here in the Argentina vibes here before we head back here to California. And as you can see, we were watching some massive moves this morning. We just wrapped up our daily live trading session inside of StockMate, where we go live there every morning at market open, except for yesterday, we were at a wedding. But as you can see, we had some big surges at market open, including an 8% run from Rocket Lab, 8% run from Redwire, and a 26% gain on Lunar. Brian, what's going on? Brian says, hi from Switzerland. Let's go. Elvis, yes, I do see Lunar. We're just looking at it right now at market open, actually, this morning. Inside of our session in StockMate, we saw it surge here about 26%. And on that move, you also see them, there was a greater move we were anticipating with Lunar, which was this trend from about $8 a share up to 15, and it made a run today up to about $14 a share. So about 49% of that 60% projection that we were watching has taken place. So really great for Lunar stock. Dean says, what was up with the live this morning? Dean, you got a link, double check the email. You got a link just about 2 minutes with the real link. I think it's titled Live Trading. We're live or something like that got sent out. Luciano says, hi from Buenos Aires. Hey man, you're from Buenos Aires? That's where I'm at right now. That's cool. Adam, what's going on? Got into Redwire, and you got in around the $7 mark. Got it. So Redwire's above $7 right now. They had a nice support bounce. Let's talk about the projections here for APLD stock. APLD was up 10% at market open this morning, and we saw a nice surge here, and we got the projections from APLD loading up. We'll see how it goes, because now there's a support level around $25 a share, and APLD, oh man, did you guys see how much APLD surged today at market open? So it's good because they need that recovery. They're up 10%. When they were up 9% in our live session this morning, we were still saying, in StockMate, we were still saying they could still go up this morning, because ultimately, just look at the longer term trend. Look at this trend on APLD. They continue up. They recently pulled down as low as $21 a share. And as you can see, they're looking to recover as much as 50 to 70% from those levels. They've already recovered from yesterday and today about 18% into this $26 range. So, see the dip buy. A lot of the companies, as we mentioned, were down to their 200-day moving average. They were down to a support level. And APLD, BITF is up 8%, APLD is up 10%, IREN's up 5%, Wolf stock is up 4%. I mean, you got TSSI was holding steady. That was one we're in as well. And what's going on with APLD? Well, there's a lot of reasons to watch this stock. Again, we're pulling it up in Prophecy app. And in Prophecy says that the technical analysis indicates that here into the next week, according to Grok, it's actually slightly on the bearish side, anticipating some pull downs. But on the next 4 hours, it's looking bullish. So why is that? Well, let's take a look. I'm actually curious on the analysis, maybe into this next month. Okay, so when you're fresh, you kind of take a look here from Grok, OpenAI, Claude, or Gemini, but from Grok, a 7.5% potential gain over the next month. They're anticipating into 2026 that APLD is going to be above $33 a share. That's pretty bullish. Gainer says, good start for tech today. Yeah, man, what a great start. So when we're using some of our analysis, APLD has seen more buys from companies like NVIDIA recently. How many of you guys have seen that? It's almost like NVIDIA is becoming, like a hedge fund, right? They're showing up on the institutional investor data now. And as you can see, there has been a few more sells recently than buys. Insiders kind of indicates something similar. You can see Grok is doing the analysis of all of the SEC data. There we have it. A few more sells than buys as of recently, kind of pointing to this recent sell-off, right? In the recent sell-off, you got the director selling. Okay, you got is that the CSO selling, and then institutionally, though, you look at some of the buys and the sells. BlackRock did sell a little bit, but for the most part, they've been accumulating and buying more of APLD stock. So Applied Digital has had their new growth come from their multi-billion-dollar deals. So the market of the tech space and AI data center space is driven now also by the government. I don't know if you guys know this, but the government is investing more into the data center market. How many of you guys knew this? You see even some intervention, you could say, related to the government. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think about the government intervention or the deal making that's happening, where, for example, when the US companies, if they sell their GPUs to China, so NVIDIA sells their GPUs to China or what have you, that they actually have to pay an increased tax back to America. I want to say it's 20 or 30%. Let's see what it is. GPU tax on NVIDIA to US government. It is going to be here at about 25%. 25% sales when they sell chips over to China. That's pretty tremendous. So US government taking a piece of this tech market, but that's going to impact AMD, NVIDIA, but it's probably going to more positively impact them because they're accumulating more of the market share over in China. When you had the recent scare news on CoreWeave dropped big time, 8% the other day. They've since had a nice sharp recovery from 63 back to 77, and that involves APLD. So APLD is not only building the data centers for CoreWeave, but CoreWeave has multiple companies they're working with to build data centers. And so the news that came out on Wall Street Journal that ended up having a really large impact yesterday or the day before was that the delay in data center construction was caused by the weather. The weather was so bad that they couldn't build these data centers that they need. Okay. But that was just in Texas. The reality is that Applied Digital has been building aggressively these data centers over in North Dakota. And they've got this new strategy to build these next-gen data centers that include the power efficiency, the liquid cooling, the point of generation for solar, wind, and hydroelectric or what have you. And they're still building the data centers. In fact, we had a comment actually. What's going on, Elvis? Do you sell off on Lunar? No, I continue to hold my Lunar stock, LUNR. Continue to hold. I think they're still undervalued. But one of our subscribers here actually, it's so funny, was actually making a comment or commented here on the channel. Geez, I can't talk. A subscriber commented on the channel basically, and he works at a company that's working with APLD, and said, hey, he's one of these guys, I think, that wears the hat like this with the blue collar setup. Like, this is how it used to be every day when I would pull up on my dad when I was a young kid after soccer practice or football practice, and he would be pulling some tank or digging a tank and at a Chevron because he does the underground systems at the gas stations or what have you. I'm familiar with this world. But hey, when one of our subscribers, this is what I love, is we have a lot of subscribers that are coming from all walks of life. Some people are in the blue collar, some people are in the healthcare, some people are in the AI market, some people are in the agricultural markets, some people are coming from construction markets, Others are, retired and they have a different perspective on, government communication or benefits or things like that. And so, very interesting. He said, hey, they're actually building the data centers right now. I could see they're starting construction. Supermicro Computer is a partner, NVIDIA, Dell, Intel, Hewlett Packard, more GPUs in the data centers and more computing power that wasn't delayed like the data centers that were delayed over in Texas. Matt says another pure play space IPO, F-Jet Starfighters. I think I saw that over in Stockmates. And by the way, if you haven't already, if you haven't gotten to Stockmate, we have a holiday special. So if you want to join our daily live session that was happening this morning and is happening Monday through Friday, it's the second link down below. That link was broken the past 3 days. I didn't know this until one of my team members let me know. And now it's fixed. So the link for Stockmate, if you want to join, get a free t-shirt, second link in the description below. Would love to see you there at Market Open on Monday, as that holiday special sale is only open for a little bit. So go grab it. Again, second link in the description. So Lawrence had some comments here. Arshir was looking at some comments. Oracle, AI. Matt, appreciate that. You're looking at C-Speed announced strategic partnership for Big Bear AI. Pivoting AI, oil drilling. Interesting. We'll have to take a look there, Matt. So they just came out with this article yesterday. Strategic partnership for AI-enabled border security for Big Bear AI. So they've been in a growth phase with their new deals. But anyway, back to APLD. You see the financials heat up, and we're waiting for the income statement to do better. Dean, yes, we are still in the TSSI trade. That's right. We're still in there. And as we're seeing, APLD currently, the market is growing. The government, this is interesting. The government spending is increasing. But then on top of that, you have the investments from big tech, Microsoft, Google, Apple investing more in data centers that APLD or a lot of these stocks in the data center markets are going to benefit from. So there you have it. APLD is up 22% today, continuing to run up. Could we see them continue throughout the day? Well, as you can see, they got this very consistent uptrend since $3 a share. They've pulled back, recovered nicely as of recently. They may face a resistance here around this $28 a share price point. Let's see here, $28 a share. See that level? Back on November 20th, they are approaching there. Okay, so kind of watching that $28 level. They did get rejected just a tad bit. Okay, and then if we take a look on the short term, a breakout above there would be also a breakout above that SMA and continuing into territory into the $28 to $30 range. But again, they got that resistance there at around $27 a share. So if they can hold above 27, things are looking quite good for APLD. And their next level of support would be at 27 if they could break above. Currently, nearest support level seems to be right around 25. But let's see Prophecy app. What does the Prophecy app have to say? 25. Yeah, so according to Prophecy app, when we have Grok doing the technicals here, this is the newest version of Grok. If you want to go get Grok on your own, it's going to run you about $300 a month. But if you want to get it through us, you can get it specifically for your financial analysis. We're using it here in the machine inside the Prophecy app. And you can see $25 is the support level, nearest support level 25. You're looking at some bullish momentum into the next week for APLD projected to get back up, but a little bit of a correction maybe from this big run today and stabilizing around 26. If they don't break above 27, you can kind of see that. They got that 27 level that they're approaching. If they could break above 27 today, that would be a massive day for APLD. And then that's their next level of support, as we just mentioned. But once again, kind of anticipating a little bit of a consolidation below that 27. And then if institutions continue the buying into this next week, and potentially, and this is what we talked about earlier this week, in order for us to set up a rally into 2026, we're going to need some pullbacks. We actually got the pullbacks. Now can we continue the rally? We'll have to see as we do get some momentum here in the data center market. So again, long term, continuing to hold all these companies. In the short term, it's important you have a plan. We do see now a little bit of an extension on the RSI and on the MACD on APLD, but just kind of watching to see if it continues to break out or if it gets rejected out of that $27 range here. But if it does pull down to 25, we may look for another entry. Nevertheless, we continue to hold it, and we'll continue to look for more opportunities related to APLD and the whole data center market as CoreWeave recovers 15% today. So the bottom line is market in AI is moving fast. It's volatile, and in days in, days out, it's volatile. I think over the next few months into this next quarter, we're going to see even more growth according to the financials that have come out. So if the trends continue as they have, which we do see, they've just been large in their trends, that we will see the continuation. So again, the support and resistance on APLD, it's been consistent. You got that support level rising over the last year, the resistance rising over the $33 price point, and continuing as that's the level that they would continue up to, is that $40 price point. Now, in that trend, while it's been very consistent, rising support, higher lows, higher highs, the next quarter and into this next year, most likely it's going to continue with the AI demand as it has. And I still believe we're early. I think we're 12 months early even to where we see AI get to serious levels reflecting where the financials are going with a lot of these companies. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in here to this live session on APLD. If you want to tune in at Market Open, as we were just wrapping up our live session, there's the holiday special. It's not getting better than this. Second link in the description down below to tune on in. Go have a look. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll